Welcome to the webinar series, Get Your Marketing in Motion by the Marketing Department LV. Today, you're going to see that my name is David Smith because I'm covering as a host of this webinar, and I'm also going to be the presenter, and I'm Katia DiEgidio. So the series started on August 6th with an introduction, and we already had two amazing presenters. To say the truth, three amazing presenters, David Smith and Ed Farwolo, The Power of an Effective Brand Image, and the Creating Multiple Constraints with Stan Shields. Today, we are going to talk about to take control of your relationship marketing. And obviously, what this webinar series wants to bring us is the idea of how to be in motion, because obviously business is a long-term stretch. It's not something that happens quickly. So in a certain way, you want to see where those things happen. In a way, the low-hanging fruit concept is tactics to fit your strategy. In this webinars, the idea that we have is that you can steer something that is not in motion. So we are assuming that your business is in motion and you can put yourself and your business in motion. And the most important thing is to make a decision and deal with the outcome so that you are able to achieve momentum through low-hanging fruit tactics. In a certain way, if you are in business, you should have a long-term plan, which is your strategy, both in all the areas of your business. And you have to act every day in favor of your long-term plans. So putting your business into motion is the idea of these webinar series. And we talk about low-hanging fruits because the idea is to figure out where you are in your plan and find those tactics that can help your business move towards your future goals. Let's talk a little bit about me so that you know why I'm presenting today. My name is Katia DiEgidio. I'm the owner and founder of iTech Solutions and the CEO of the Marketing Department LV. What is Marketing Department LV? It's a very nice joint venture of professionals that are looking to help mid to small, medium businesses grow their business in different areas, in particular through marketing, which is a long stretch. But the idea is to outsource and be able to organize and systemize your marketing and your business in a way that it helps you bring it to the next level. I'm also the author of the book of The Essence of Your Business is You that is available on Amazon. And I have over 25 years of experience in business consulting, coaching, and mentoring. I started from the get-go as a business owner. I started in the IT world because I loved technology, and at that time technology was not so popular, but it could help and leverage business to grow to the next level. And I decided to start there. I'm also a motorcycle racer. And what is it for you? I'm an expert in speed. If I can take control of a motorcycle, I can help you take control of your business. And that means that there is always the right speed that you need to be in to move your business forward. And this is part of those low-hanging fruit tactics that we would like to figure out with you to find the right speed inside your long-term plan to achieve smaller goals in your bigger goal plan and vision. So as a business growth expert and marketing strategist, I like to help these small businesses and medium businesses identify those steps. And obviously, you have to be able to work in different areas of the business. Apart being an author, I'm also a contributor for the Six Figure Coach magazine. It's a dedicated publication that is for coaches because I'm part of a huge international group of coaches that like to help and understand each other so that we can do a better job for our clients. As I was saying, I'm a business growth expert, and I use it to work on 6 gears in your business. If you already heard me talking in other situations, you probably already have seen this because it's the basics on which the long-term plan of your business has to be grown. So there is strategy. So obviously you decided a strategy and you have to execute it. And that is where it becomes complicated. As human beings, we can strategize and decide how to move forward in our business. But at the same time, then it becomes difficult to understand how the everyday actions in different areas of our business can make a difference. There is then sales and marketing, in which we know as marketing department of V, we are really strong, but we also deal with other areas like people, because our team, and that people doesn't mean only the people that you're going to hire as employees, but can mean contractors, can mean vendors. It's all the network of people that is around your business. And then you have your operations and your systems. So even in a small business, operations and systems are a huge part on how you run your business. The real truth is that sometimes if you talk with a small business owner, it will come to you and say, oh, here's how we do things in business. And that is totally true. But if you document it, you will figure out your systems, and then you can change your operations and how you run your business to make it a success. And then there is one last part that as small business owner, we always try to put on the side, which is our business finance and financials. The truth is that is one of the pillars on which you can run your business, because yes, unfortunately, it tells you the past, but you can also build the future on it. So understand where the trends and aspects of your business are not running. And so act on the other areas, sales and marketing, people, operations, and systems. All of these are business aspects that you have to take into consideration. One important aspect of the long-term, short-term, so the aspect of the low-hanging fruit wants to look at the short term, but we have to understand the long term, because both business, marketing, every strategy that we put in place is long term. So what are you ultimately trying to achieve? You want to still be in that objective, in that plan, to be sure that everything that you do in a short term is how you're going to get there. So how you plan and execute. The long term is also, do you have an exit strategy? So the idea of what is the real end game and the transition, valuation, and structure of your business is important to understand that you want your business to survive you and how that is going to happen. But are your tactics in line with your strategy is where the concept comes in for what regards the low-hanging fruit that we're going to discuss today. We are a little bit flying on these two slides because it's a hat that I always put to my presentations, but I would like to enter now the meat of what we're going to discuss today is take control of your relationship marketing, applying the concept of the low-hanging fruit, because we have to always look that there is a strategy in place and what is going to happen with the tactic. So obviously, relationship marketing is a strategy. So how can you make it a tactic? How can you enter that low-hanging fruit concept that you would like to apply to your business? And here is where it comes to discuss the diff of what relationship marketing is. Relationship marketing is a facet of the customer relationship management that focuses on customer loyalty and long-term customer engagement, rather than short-term goals like customer acquisition and individual sales. So you see that relationship marketing is a strategy, but how can I leverage it in the short term? It's important to understand that relationship marketing is one of the biggest pieces of your customer relationship management. That means the overall ability to create that relationship with your client so that it becomes a long-term client. But you already have long-term clients. So the life cycle that I always discuss with the people I work with is that your clients go through phases. So they become a lead, and then you can actually convert them to a client. And then you can create transactions with them. And it's important that you have pricing in place to generate profits. So obviously, relationship marketing goes through all these steps. But to have it leveraged in the short term, what we're going to look at is how to build a relationship that then in the short term can be leveraged when I need something to happen in my business. So this is the profit growth calculator. As you see, it takes into consideration all the steps. So leads, conversion, transactions, prices, and profits. So I'm not going to go into the detail, but what I want to show you, if you look at the bottom of this table, it says the profits go from 62,500 to 100,657, and then to 474,609. What is that says is that increments in all these areas can transform your business. If you look at the details, you would see that on the top, we go from a 10% increase of all these areas to a 50% increase. And it seems difficult, but what is important to look at right now is that the growth is not linear, it's exponential. So if you go from a baseline to a 50% increase, the increase is really bigger than you think. Obviously, this is a long stretch because it looks at the entire strategy on how you're going to build the relationship with your clients. So how you're going to find the leads, how you're going to convert them, how you're going to transact with them, and obviously how you're going to offer your services in a way that it's profitable for your business. But relationship marketing in short term is a way to create an environment where you can transact more with your clients. The idea is that once a client is converted, and that it's a different process, it becomes someone to have a relationship with, and you can build a relationship with them based on those transactions. Because we will see how those transactions are based on your ability as a business to work with them to grow their wants and needs so that they can grow their business, they can grow their aspect of life, depending on the fact if you're a business to business or a business to consumer. Obviously, to better understand how we can leverage relationship marketing, we're gonna a little bit break it up in different pieces. So customer relationship, it's the first piece that we're gonna look at, and is different in a B2B or B2C, so business to business or business to consumer. But the important aspect is, do you know your clients? What are their purchasing habits? Do we have a seasonality with you, both as a client and in their business? Do you survey them to know information? Obviously, these are aspects in the long run, so it means that you have to be up to date with the information regarding your clients. This builds up to the customer relationship management, because all this information, you have to organize it, segment it, use communication tools, and eventually drip campaigns. So obviously you have to build up all these elements and have them under control. Relationship marketing is a strategy, but if you are up to speed with those aspects of your business, you can start segmenting your offering. So what are you offering? What are your services? Existing and new products and services. You can ask for referrals in the moment in which you know what the network of your clients is. So then you can build on your customer service. So be of service to your clients, follow up, and build the customer experience. So in a certain way, you see that those are aspects that are really included in all your marketing aspects. And you have to use your relationship marketing to leverage the opportunity to build up with your clients. Is there anybody that wants to share an opportunity that they had to leverage their relationship marketing? Nobody would like to share?
I'll give you something that just happened to us today. We did a job for a company last week where we had to drive down to Laughlin with them. They had a fleet of propane vehicles, and they wanted us to document it with drone footage and gimbal footage and all kinds of stuff. And when I looked at the footage that my guy shot, I said, well, you know, some of your clips, you're holding the drone upside down, getting ready to launch it. You've got footage where nothing's happening, and we can't give them that kind of stuff. So what I had, and this wasn't part of the package that we contracted for, I had one of my editors spend 3 hours cleaning it up. And then we sent them selected clips. And the client got back to us today. She said, we love the footage. We definitely want to use you guys in the future. So, you know, that's just doing something extra to build a relationship.
And yes, that was leveraging that moment. And who was speaking was Richard DePazzo, it's our specialist on video, and he's a full service company, and he has a lot of experience. And so I'm pretty positive that you have a lot of experience with what regards the relationship management with your clients, because obviously you're creating something of art, and you have to figure out how to combine the quality of your product and the desired outcome that the client would like. So you have to understand also what the client is looking for.
Right. And what we try to do is we try to achieve their goals, even if it means going out of our way to do it. See, there's so many people in our business that they're very rigid. They're inflexible. It's like, this is what we contracted for, and it's going to cost you more money if we have to do something else. Where we'll shift gears with a client based on you know, what they really need, and that keeps them there long term because they're used to dealing with people that aren't as flexible.
And yes, but I think that instead relationship marketing and relationship building with your clients should be that understanding of how they operate and how you can be of service to your clients. Otherwise, you're just trying to put your business into a difficult spot, in my opinion, because then it's difficult to offer and value your services, and also identify referrals and have the ability to build that relationship and the like trust relationship that can bring you to the fact that your clients then become your salespeople and then will go and refer you to other clients. So for sure, relationship marketing, it's a long run, but at the same time, every day you can act towards it. Anybody else has a comment or have a question? Oh, by the way, thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
Okay, so it seems that we're quiet, so or I'm doing a great job or everybody's spinning their wheels. So let's move forward and go a little bit and deep dive in those basics of relationship marketing. So to start with the customer relationship, I'm going to go a little bit in the fundamentals of human behavior. So something that can help us build those relationships. So to know your clients. One thing that comes up to my mind when I think about the relationship with people in general is that the prospect pay attention to negative messages much more than they do to positive. So for example, if they can relate to a negative experience or to something that happened that then turned it into positive, they think that you can solve their problem. Instead, sometimes if you just say what are the benefits of working with you, it can happen to be difficult to connect. And that is something to keep in mind if you want to build a better relationship with your clients. On the other side, you have to understand that this connection to negative messages is also because prospects buy based on emotions and usually will want to justify their purchase with the logic. So what happens is a strange situation in which you have to solicit an emotion to create that connection so that they purchase something from you. And then obviously there is a logic that they would like to use to purchase so to justify the purchase, So what happens is that you will see that there is a logic inside how someone will purchase. And if you can understand it, this doesn't mean that you're going to sell them something they don't need. This is not what I'm suggesting. It's understanding how you can get them to what they need through what they want. Because an emotion very often cannot be connected to a real need. is something that we just want to do for our own interest. Instead, then there is an actual need that we can help to cover. Also, prospects want to buy from a unique business. They want to feel unique. So there is that sense of recognition. And this is one of the basics of relationship marketing, because if you build that customer relationship and you know them and you know why they are unique and you recognize that uniqueness, you can get into a better relationship to build to the point in which they're going to purchase from you. And also is the fact that if you know the clients that already purchased from you, you can use that knowledge to offer them something new or to put something in a different perspective than the usual. Prospect by value, not price. This is something that I usually discuss a lot with clients, because from the perspective of the business, we are afraid that the price is not right. But in my opinion, is not to concentrate on price, is to concentrate on value. So consider that people are going to pay twice the price of something if they can perceive 4 times the value. And value is about perception. Value is the connection to their wants and needs. It's something that it doesn't really connect to price. Obviously, our market today is sometimes brings to a, let's say, price fight, because if you look at the bigger marketplaces like Amazon, Newegg, or eBay, all these big marketplaces, also other websites from big distribution, it's just a matter of price. So they will let you be on their platform, but you have to win a price battle if you really want to get in front of clients. So from that perspective, for a small business, instead, the relationship that you can build with your client takes off that price conversation. And there are ways that you can apply to your business to be able to remove the price from the discussion, because you don't want to discuss price. You want to discuss value. You want to understand that relationship. And this is what I was saying. Prospects buy what they want, not what they need. Sometimes when we have a conversation with our clients, especially at the beginning, it's important to know what they want. That it doesn't mean is what they need. So that is a conversation that will happen later. And in relationship marketing and customer relationship building is where it comes that if you're able to have a client, because obviously in a short term, we're going to discuss more of existing clients or former clients as someone that you had already a relationship with, and you may know what they need, but you have to see if it's something that they want and have that conversation to segment an offer and see, and we will see some tactics that you can apply to build that relationship and eventually create new transactions with your clients. And the prospect, as we said, is looking for a solution, not just a feature. And yes, they want the best deal, but they want a solution. They have a problem they don't have a solution they want. So can we offer that solution? And yes, and sometimes it's also the aspect of going to those clients that we know and see if we offer them a solution or not to what they were looking for. And yes, they want the best deal, but the best deal, it's at the same time something that takes away that negative feeling and brings them to the positive. So it solves their problem. And prospects will do everything to avoid pain and nothing to obtain pleasure. And this is something that it's important to understand in relationship marketing, because clients will do everything to find that solution. They want to not be in pain. But even if they instead are good and there is something that they may need, but they don't feel the pain, sometimes they won't purchase from you at that time. And it's not a lost lead. You have eventually to build up that relationship so that they're going to start working with you to build up and avoid the pain that now is coming and building up. But you have to build the relationship to know where they're at in that moment. So is anyone had some particular events happening on any of these behaviors? This is something that you recognize that happened to you and you were able to turn into positive. No one would like to tell a story about it?
Hi, Katia.
Hi.
Hi. I have a little story to tell on this. With our business, we do reputation management, and a lot of times people call on us when they get a negative review. We've talked to them in the past and everything's going great, but once they get one negative review, that's when the panic sets in and they feel the emotions. And that's a lot of times when we have a deeper conversation about what we could do for them. And that's sometimes where they base their purchase with us on, is the emotion. So I totally got this segment.
Yeah, that's true. And this was Debbie Kluska. She works with reputation management, as she said. And I think that has a lot to do with the emotion piece of it, because how we get recognized out there is something that can really elicit negative experiences and bad emotions. And we will do everything to avoid that pain. So at that point, we need the experts to move forward.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks to you. Anybody else would like to tell something about an experience they had with these behaviors of our clients? I will tell you an example about pricing, because it's something that happens a lot of the time. And obviously, I'm not suggesting to anybody to go out there and just double their prices or, increase the prices. Always test your market, understand if the perceived value. But if you innovate and change your products or services, the idea is to get to that conversation. And sometimes is to get the feedback of your existing clients into building that price. Because very often you will discover that your clients are not concerned about the price if you're offering them the value that they think they are buying from you. So there was this client that wanted to, that had a store, and he had a lot of lost leads products in there that he was selling for a very low price. And the problem was that people were not perceiving any value in those items. He was just trying to get rid of some older inventory, but he was not putting any effort about the classical, sale item on sale. Instead, we changed the perspective of the clients, and he creates some bundles. It was things that can be bundled together. And we create some bundles and then price them almost normally, saying that it was a sales price of a bundle of items. So we took the price away, but we were creating an experience because the combination of all these items were interesting to clients and to their experience. And so they were able to purchase those bundles almost at full price. So you see that it's a matter of how you perceive. Sometimes it's also an example that if you don't put information and you don't educate your clients to move forward, then it's going to be complicated. And in fact, the next step that I would like to discuss with you is about this. There is a conversation that is going on in the head of your prospective client and of your existing clients. And the idea is to understand how that works. There are 4 stages. The interrupt is the moment in which you get to connect with that client. So is the moment in which if you are scrolling your social media feed, you see something that is an advertising that catches your eye, you get interrupted. But then there is a moment of engagement in which you can connect with them to a further level to offer them the idea that you're interested in what they are doing. And then it comes to the education. So the moment in which you create that more information on your offering so that then they're able to follow up and close. It happens both for the acquisition of a new client, but I would like to apply this to your existing or former clients, because did you ever have that experience in which you went to a client to discuss an existing project that maybe you're working on or something, and you discovered that they bought a product or service that you offer from someone else because they didn't know? They didn't know that you were offering that. And so obviously their only chance was to say, oh, I bought it from someone else. So it is important also that in the customer relationship management, you're able to offer your clients the news of what you're offering. And if you're changing your services, or if you have clients that just had an entry to you and a test ride and then now they want more, they need to know how to get more, so that you can engage in a conversation. And at that point, you can see what they want and what they need, because in the engagement, you can move forward into asking more questions and creating that relationship. And then when you have seen what are all their objections and how they maybe not want to buy or want to buy, you can educate them on your offering. So they have to be open to an offering you have available, but at the same time, are you offering them something? In customer relationship management, what we underestimate as business owners is very often that clients will buy something if we offer it. We think that they know, oh yes, it's not a problem. We have often conversations. But then, as I said, you discover during a conversation that they bought something from someone else, because they maybe not ask all the questions. You have to ask the questions to be sure that they know, and so that you can keep up and keep them educated about your offering, and where you eventually educate them so that you find those missed opportunities. You know, sometimes when you build up your offering, you don't think about your existing clients. Instead, very often, this is something that you would want to be working on so that you can build your customer relationship. In fact, let's come to relationship marketing tactics. So short-term tactics and segmenting. Those are usually tactics that you can use during a purchase. You know, if you're selling something to someone in a certain moment in time, you can upsell them or cross-sell them, where upselling means offering a higher grade or quality or size of the item that the customer may be interested in. Or you can cross-sell, which means offering other products or services which complement the item the customer is interested in. So obviously this happens very often. I usually use an example from McDonald's, because this everybody can understand, but then you can apply it eventually to your business. If you enter a McDonald's and you order a meal, they will immediately upsell you, do you want it large? If you buy, and this is upselling, instead if you decide, oh, I would like just this burger, they will ask you, do you want a drink and fries with it? Or if you buy a menu and you already got to the large or not, they're going to say, do you want an apple pie, a milkshake? So they're going to complement on how to build up that. It's important that those tactics can and become a strategy in the moment in which they are purchasing something, as I said, in McDonald's. I would say that if you can analyze your recent purchases, you can find some missed opportunities, because you may see that you didn't offer an upsell or a cross-sell to one of your clients. And that is an opportunity in the short term to have a conversation immediately with the working on this and see how there is an upsell or a cross-sell that can complement their purchase or can increase their purchase, so that they can achieve the goal that you shared that they want to go to. So obviously that is part of the relationship management, that you know your clients to the point in which they will be able to understand the upselling and cross-selling tactics that you're having with them, with the value that you're going to provide. And even if that it means offering a higher pricing or obviously a complement to the initial offering, it's get understood towards the value and the result that they're going to get. So is that a solution of something that you missed during the initial conversations? It's important to understand that you want to segment. Obviously, not everybody will need the same things. So it's important that in the short term, you can analyze what has happened with your clients, or even go and see if there are former clients that bought from you and now may be ready to understand a new product or something that you have available. I use also in the short term, drip campaigns can help you automate some connections. And we have seen that that is something important to happen. But how can I really automate? Because there is where you segment your list into different type of clients. But drip campaigns in the short term can be the fact that you can put someone on an automation understanding that there is a difference between broadcasts and serious campaigns. So broadcasts can be announcements that you can send to all your customer base for something like, I'm doing a webinar. Do you want to come and listen? There can be some value. That's just a broadcast. Serious campaigns instead are processes that you build inside your systems that will nurture your relationship with your clients so that they will be able to know what's going on in your world. And so you're going to offer value and then more value. And then you can also have them act towards. So have a call to action so that you can automate and have them come to you. But you have to build that relationship. So you have to segment, because as I understand, if you have a lot of clients, it's not easy to have a relationship directly with all of them. So I see upselling and cross-selling something that you can have in a conversation. But what happens to a long list of clients that maybe you can segment it and start building with them with an automation, sending them some value, and then see who is reacting and looking at your information so that you can have eventually that conversation and see that they demonstrated interest into something. Serious campaigns and broadcasts are a way to be in contact and build in the short term, because drip campaigns can be even daily in certain situations, obviously if it makes sense, weekly or monthly. Obviously, the more you go, the more it transforms into a strategy. Because in any case, the low-hanging fruit concept is something that wants to fit your strategy. So it's tactics that we are suggesting that may be there, but you have to know, in this case, your customer base to apply them and have a result in a shorter term than it could be in the long term of usual strategies that are more common into marketing. Marketing is a marathon, and usually what happens is something will happen in 3 to 6 months when you're lucky. Otherwise, it could be even a year, depending on the type and value that you're going to offer into your campaign. So the last piece of it to build on is your customer service. Customer service is, in a way, puts together all the pieces. You want to know your sales process. So as we see, is also knowing where your clients are in this sales process. So we're talking about tactics, so they already bought something from you. They maybe are using that product or service, or they're still building on it. When is timing to go and eventually upsell or cross-sell immediately at the purchase? Or I lost that opportunity and I missed it. I can now go and have again that conversation. I have to be ready to handle objections and not only to offer the benefits of working with me, because they would say, oh, I already bought this. Why do I need also this? And it's a value conversation so that you nurture the relationship. I always say that sometimes even when we have a problem with a client, so a client is going to call us with a problem. My dad will always say a problem becomes an issue if you let it. Otherwise, it's an opportunity, because every time you have an opportunity to have an actual conversation with one of your clients is the ability to nurture that relationship, understand where they're coming from, and handle that situation in a way that is going to build up the trust that they have in you so that they will still be your client and be more willing to disclose their wants and needs because they see you as a solution provider. This is also important, that customer service is a good process to reactivate former clients. You had some clients or customers that bought from you in the past, and now they may be ready to buy again from you. So it's part of that relationship marketing process that you can go and have those conversations and build those conversations. So you want to create a customer experience flow. Relationship marketing, as we said, is a strategy. But to build up on the customer experience flow, you can build that in a way that is going to make your business flourish, because you're building the business with your clients, not only for your clients. And that is one of the basics of customer relationship management that fits into relationship marketing. In a certain way, the relationship marketing focuses on customer loyalty and long-term customer engagement. But if you know your acquisition process and steps to customer involvement, it's help you build those everyday touches with your clients. When you have a lead and you convert it, you have a cost of acquisition of that customer. Obviously, how can you leverage that? You can leverage your relationship marketing, which it means not only look at the single sale that you can have in that moment with your client, but is the ability to build those touches so that you can transact more. So the idea of the relationship marketing, as we said at the beginning, is the idea to create an environment that, because your customer now is loyal and wants to have a long-term relationship with you, will transact more with you. But you have to be on top of it with everyday touches in which you disclose to your clients what you're doing and how you're doing it, so that they can have the opportunity to purchase more from you. So in a certain way, relationship marketing, to come to the conclusion, is the idea to keep that relationship going throughout your sales process. Because a business wants to have new clients coming in, but wants to nurture the existing clients and have those conversations, so that your cost of acquisition of that client gets diluted and you get a better relationship and you get a better business. This is one of the principles that I always say to clients, is maintain that relationship with your clients, with your customers, because it's something that even through obstacles and difficult situations, it can grow your business to the next level. So we got to the end of the slides, and I would like to know if anybody has any questions.
Well, I have an idea for Debbie. This is Richard. Debbie, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. When we send out the emails looking for reviews, why don't we think about asking them for referrals too at the same time?
Well, we have the ability to do things like that. That's interesting.
Yeah, just listening to Katia, it made me think of that.
I did something good today.
Yes, well, I'm trying to think about the most effective way to do it. It may be when someone actually responds and leaves you feedback, maybe saying thank you and then asking at that point. Maybe not on the initial request, but I'm going to sit on this a little bit. So thank you.
Okay.
That's adding value to what we can provide also. So I love it.
Okay, great.
You could be the guinea pig.
That's fine.
All right, talk about this.
Okay.
That's
Call
great.
me anytime you want. And also that Up City thing, I gave you analytics to show that, people come to us through that.
No, I saw that. I got you. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
That was really neat.
Cool. We have some actions going on after our conversation today. I'm pretty happy about that. Anybody wants to share something or have any questions? So it seems that we are getting to the end, or someone else, if nobody else, also some comments or some experiences that you had or some challenges that you solved in this area, because it's something that we do as business owners all the time. So the idea is, are there any comments or experiences that you would like to share? Because I think that relationship marketing is something that we do every day as business owners, and is an opportunity to build, but it can also sometimes create some obstacles. So if someone wants to share a challenge that they had in this area, would be great.
I have a question, Katia.
Yes.
What do you think is the best things to put like in a newsletter? Like I hate like doing monthly newsletters to my clients because I feel like it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
But so I usually send something unless it's just a recap of what's been going on, like usually every 3 months. But if you were to send newsletters to your clients, how would you best utilize that? Like, for what information are we trying to send them to like build the relationship?
So consider what we said. The important thing of newsletters or everything we send to our clients is to find that in a way balance of the fact that we're a business. So we are obviously trying to transact with our clients, but we don't want to be the pushy. Very often to offer value and to ask information. So I would use the newsletters like to survey clients. So to have them share something or have them act towards not a purchase, but something that creates that relationship. So for example, if you have a new service and that you can eventually describe and say where the value is at without even offering it, but you can ask for feedback on experiences that your clients have. So in my opinion, everything that you send, it should be more into that engagement and education piece, if you remember the 4 steps, so that then when it comes the time that you want to have a conversation for a call to action, you have some information back, if that makes sense. Yeah. To me, in a certain way, everything that you send should be something that can generate a follow back from them, so that they want to follow up with you, they want to provide you some information, so that you can eventually come up to structuring the offering when they're ready, because you have that information instead of trying to offer it in the wrong timing.
Right. Okay. That's good.
Okay.
Thank you.
But you're already good if you send it at least once a quarter. Newsletters are becoming more difficult. A lot of people now are looking for information more on other platforms like social media or other ways, because obviously their email is so inundated that they have a difficulty to really follow and find the information they're interested in.
Right.
So it's also to find that from that perspective.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? I would like to hear from Gordon, because he has a very particular business in which he goes in the back end and manages a lot of things for clients. So how do you build up with your customer relationship management, being in the back end in the systems?
Yeah, to me, it's about enlightening them to the value adds that I can provide, other than the perception or the paradigm of just being a computer repair service. There's so much more to technology integrations and business integrations with technology to really take advantage of those things. And I try to educate and enlighten my clients to those.
What are the biggest pains your clients usually come to you with?
My computer's broken.
Okay, yes, that's the biggest pain. But would you agree that apart from that, there are some other frustrations? Because the computer is broken is a easier one. When instead it's not working that well and it's frustrating, I think that there is some more that can be understood, because the want is different than the need at that point.
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm going to be focusing my presentation on when I'm scheduled to do this as well. It's really taking advantage and streamlining your systems to make your systems become low-hanging fruit.
And that's pretty cool. And in fact, Gordon is our next presenter, and he's going to go for business systems and automation. And let's see if I can do the trick to show the page where you can sign up. Do you see still my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is the page on the marketing department, lv.com. You go into the webinar piece, and if you go to webinars, I'm going to do the step because I click directly. You find the list of the ones that already have gone through. Today we are here, and in 2 weeks we're going to have the pleasure to have Gordon present on business systems and automations, and you will be able to learn a lot of things about how to leverage your computer, because it's systems that you have in place. And from that perspective is something that we can build up. And there is a full series of different aspects. They all fill into my 6 years of the business, and will be an opportunity to build with our featured speakers. And so it will be on the 1st of October that we will have the pleasure to hear Gordon and discuss his way of letting us find some low-hanging fruits in our technology department. Are there any other questions? Okay, so I hope to see you all on October 1st so that we can hear Gordon speaking and get your marketing and business in motion with the Marketing Department LV. Thank you everybody for being here with us today, and we'll talk soon. And if you have any questions, please connect with the Marketing Department and we will be able to help you and answer any questions you have. Thank you so much.